How's it going, everybody? I'm Steve, aka Steve Ninja, and welcome to my channel. Today I actually saw something kind of special. I saw the new Elvis movie. This is at a Regal Cinema. The movie runs at 159 minutes, which is like 2 hours and 39 minutes, but I actually thought the time kind of went a little faster than that. I think because of the pacing in the movie. It's a very stylized movie and really quick cutting. Today I watched another YouTuber named John Flickinger. He's actually from Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm from Indianapolis, but John actually said today that he thought the movie kind of had a series of montages in it, and moments where it kind of stopped it to have a exposition and a lot of the dialogue in it. Which I kind of agree with that in some ways, but not totally. But it's just, to me, the quick cutting just makes it kind of look like it's kind of a montage kind of thing, which. That's kind of why it may kind of seem that way. But this is a spoiler-free review. I'm sure most people know the story of Elvis Presley, so I don't really need to go too deep, in depth of that. But I do want to talk about the two main stars of the movie. They had Austin Butler. He played Elvis. When I saw the trailer a few months ago, I thought that guy looks really familiar, and then I looked it up, and Austin Butler is actually. He played Tex in the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie, and that's the only time I've ever seen him, before. And I thought he was fantastic in this. He's like 30 years old. I think he's going to be 31 this year, but I thought he really carried this movie, and he did a great job. And of course, Tom Hanks, he played the Colonel, Tom Parker, and he's as solid as always. He played that character. Just all the things I've heard about the Colonel before, how he kind of ruled Elvis Presley's life and kind of really ran him into the ground. Elvis died at like 42, so he looked a lot older than that when he died. This is 1977. He died August 16th, 1977, but he looked a lot older than he actually was. I'm 48. I don't look like Elvis. I have a lot more energy, and in general, I think because of medicine, people don't look quite as old as they used to, and especially when you're not doing, drugs and alcohol and that kind of thing. Your life, you'll last a little bit longer, in my opinion. Not gonna preach about any of that stuff, but that's really young to die, and he died of a heart attack. So some people do die at 40 years old from heart attacks, but Elvis had other reasons for that. But the movie was directed by Baz Luhrmann. Probably his most critically acclaimed movie was Moulin Rouge, which I think on Rotten Tomatoes, that one is getting like a 76% right now, and Elvis is getting 79%. So I think that Tom Hanks and Austin Butler will get Oscar nominations. I'm not sure if they'll win Oscars. Who knows? This is June. Who knows what's going to happen between now and the end of the year? But so far, I think that they both deserve, Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor nominations, in my opinion, anyway. But Baz, he also did The Great Gatsby and Romeo and Juliet, just some of the three big movies he's done. He really hasn't directed a lot of movies, surprisingly. Just I think what he did with this movie just looks like something like a really experienced director would do. Just that quick cutting, just that I'm sure he's not the editor of the movie, but just to come up with something that fast, covering from 1954 to 1977, all that time period there, to be able to cover that in 2 hours and 39 minutes. I think it takes some talent to do that. I suppose, but one thing that this movie, a lot of it takes place in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So it's especially the 50s and 60s, they didn't really gloss over the political stuff, and some people might be turned off by that. To me, you have to make comment on those things. Years ago, Tom Hanks was in the movie Forrest Gump, and that covered all the political moments and such. And people didn't get upset about that. So nowadays people do when you go too political in a movie, that people kind of have a hard time with that. But to me, it was something you really couldn't avoid in this movie, just because the 50s and 60s were really heavily turmoil parts in the United States, and to me, you kind of had to cover that. And I thought they didn't sugarcoat anything in this movie, and I think they covered everything. And Elvis, they made Elvis look really really great, and he's just the legend that he is, And it's interesting, Elvis, his last concert was in Indianapolis at the old Market Square Arena, which is not even standing anymore. His last concert was actually, when this video goes up, that concert will be 45 years ago. It was June 26, 1977. So I'll get this video out on Sunday, which is June 26th of 2022. So it's 45 years since his last performance. And like I said, the Market Square Arena was an older building in Indianapolis. It was built for the Indiana Pacers, but it was well known for having great sound, and people loved going to concerts there because because of the sound, and so it was a real honor that we got to be the last, the final show for Elvis Presley. And now the only thing left for that concert, there's like a plaque on Market Street. It just says Elvis Presley, that he performed at Market Square Arena, and that was his last show. So kind of an honor just to say that. Sadly he died, like I said, August 16th of that year. So that's sad, but it's still an honor that we got to host his final show. But please leave in the comments, have you seen this movie? What did you think of it? To me, it seemed like it was accurate. I'm sure that a lot of the dialogue was they had to make up a screenplay for that, and some of the dialogue probably didn't happen that way. But it seemed like the events in the movie seemed to be true. So if you've seen this, let me know in the comments down below if what you thought of it. Did you like the pacing of the movie? Did you think it lasted 2 hours and 39 minutes? Because like I said, I didn't feel that way. So, and please consider subscribing to my channel. My last video I actually released on Saturday is the Black Phone, which is a horror movie. It may not be for everybody, but starring Ethan Hawke, and I love that movie as well. So this movie, I gave it 4.5 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd, and it's the same thing I gave to the Black Phone. And I'll put a reminder on this video what that channel, the Letterboxd channel is, what my account is. So, but please put a like on the video, and have a good night. Thank you. Bye.